First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody, till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. Yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. I am proud to be an American, but at least I know I'm free, so I'd rather just stand up next to you. Whew. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Keyword with liberty and justice for all. I'm not saying this is justice, but I don't know. Maybe it's a step in that direction. I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm shocked. It's a lot of shit. And my wife came and showed me. She said, "Baby, you gotta do a video about it." And I was already brushing it out. What is it, baby? What you got? She said, "You gotta do it." When I watched that video, though, I immediately put out my blunt. I scratched my head. I pondered. Started thinking real deep on some shit. I was shocked. I just think this is a great moment for black people. Due to all the black on black crime and all the shit we going through, and all the chaos within our community, and all the Dracos, I just think this was a good moment in American history for black folks. I'm just gonna say this, man. I stopped my Reparations series. The reason why is because black folks don't want to hear that shit. And it's a lot of shit black folks don't want to hear that I still talk about. But reparations, we just got to get a little farther as people before I can just continue reparations. I did 10 parts. You can just go look at that shit. I just don't want to do reparations. Ever since I heard Faison Love said black folks don't need reparations because all we going to do is buy 24s and candy paint and we going to buy rims and shit. Ever since I heard that, I just was like, you know what? This reparations talk, let's just leave that alone. We don't even see enough value in ourselves to look regular, to even, let alone to even think we deserve reparations. We don't even think our hair is good. So how the fuck can we think we deserve reparations when we're ashamed of our hair and we're ashamed of our skin tones? When I get on Facebook and I see some of these dark-skinned women trying to look light, that makeup is a motherfucker. I'm telling you, it just had you looking like you just ready for some embalming fluid to be injected into you. That's just how it looked to me. We just gotta listen. I'm gonna tell you something about white folks. I'm gonna tell you, because as a kid, I thought white folks was the nicest people in the world. And my pops, he kind of schooled me on white folks, but not as much. But he did. He schooled me, but he didn't. He schooled me, but when I watch TV and when I watch movies, when I go to school, the teachers are white. And they smile and all that there, and you just have a perception as a young black child that white folks are the nicest people in the world. They all the superheroes in the movies. They always save the world in the movies. So I just thought white folks was the most kind-hearted people in the world growing up. Anyway, not saying that ain't kind-hearted white people. Yes, always white people that will help blacks. That I don't think that'll ever stop. It's gonna always be white folks that want to join hands with us. It's always going to be a couple. But for the most part, most don't fuck with us. That's why you have a white, rich neighborhood and you have the ghettos. It's a big difference. If we really lived in harmony and we practiced that Christian religion that you taught us, we would live in harmony. There wouldn't be no poor or no rich church. That's another reason why I kind of got off the black church series, because black folks don't want to hear that either. Anyway, but the point I'm making is, white folks today... Nah, white folks today, it's a reason why they not as mean. Cause we really think they changed. Nah, we think they changed and they're just a new batch of white folks and they just completely different. No. It's kind of like that bully. When you gonna already give me your lunch money and already volunteer to give me your snack every day, I ain't gotta really show my teeth and growl at you. Nah, I ain't gotta bully. I ain't gotta punch you down. Cause I know you gonna give me that motherfucking lunch money every day. And that's black folks. So one of the reasons why white folks was much meaner in the 50s and the 60s and all that shit there is because black folks was uncomfortable with their situation. Not only was we uncomfortable, we knew who they were. We knew you are our enemy. You hate us, you don't like us, but you want us to work for you, and you want us to stay in this, you want us to be okay with the hate that you give us. You want us to be okay with living in these poor environments. You want us to be okay with the drugs you put on our street. You want us to just be okay with it. And long as we okay with, because over the last 30 years, we've been okay with oppression. We brag about that. Man, there was some girls twerking at the place in Africa where they shipped us off and put us on the ship. They was twerking for the ancestors. And yeah, they was twerking in booty shorts, and that was just a way to uplift and be reminded of what our ancestors done. It's a lot of stuff. It's become a joke. On Juneteenth, bro, that is it's no different from like a concert. It's not, I'm telling you, so we become comfortable, we forgot the struggle. So as long as we can be infatuated with shiny shit and infatuated with Draco, there's no reason for white folks to be mean to us. As much as we go to jail and much as we go to prison, and 1 out of 4 black children will not have a father in their life, and 1 out of 4 will go to jail or prison or be on probation, as long as those statistics exist, as long as black men are out of the home and 80% of women raising their kids on their own, and only 1 out of 4 black women will ever get married, as long as those statistics exist, there's no reason for white folks to be mean. I told you it's like that bully. We're going to give them the lunch money every day. So like I said, bro, in the 60s, they had to be how they was because we knew who they was. There was no secret. It wasn't too much trickery. We understood what it was. And that's why we stayed on our side of the street and all that there. So white folks was meaner because we was bucking. You know, that's the truth. That's the truth. White folks are mean. Try to buck on their job and watch how that nice supervisor change up on you. Like, we was bucking because we knew we deserved more and you didn't give us nothing. And we built this country for free for over 500 years. And like I said, the Japanese got reparations, the Indians got reparations, the Jews got reparations. However, the so-called African American, the Negro, or whatever other name you want to call us that you named us, we ain't got shit. So I just think that maybe until we understand our worth and understand that it's a reason why there's rich neighborhoods, bro. It's from the oppression of black people. It's from our backs. It's from the backs of our ancestors. That's how you got all these beautiful buildings and all these beautiful bridges and all this here. It was built off our backs for free. So when we talk Christianity and we talk religion and everybody just want to be treated equal and we live in such a loving America, if you motherfuckers really loved us and you really didn't hate us, you would feel bad and it would be on your conscience to do right by black folks. Nah, we would have all kind of land. It would be a lot of shit. We wouldn't be in the jail as much because most black men are in jail because they was broke and they was trying to find a means of money. So if you cared so much, like I said, there wouldn't be a rich church. There wouldn't be a poor church. There wouldn't be a black church and a white church. So when integration and all that there started and we could sleep with white women without getting hung and all that shit started changed, the love in the heart never changed. Yeah, we was able to eat at your restaurant without eating out the back door and you spitting in our food and giving us food out the back door. And even back then, we really didn't want to eat at your restaurant. That's why we had our own barbecue spots and Ain't Sally's and Ain't Susan's. And we had our own little cafes and shit like that. So, it's just the mentality, bro. That's all. Black folks at this point are so filled with self-hate deeper than it's ever been. That's why you've never in the history did you ever think black men would dance to the murder of another black man, would make a dance to killing another black man, would celebrate it, would get online after a rapper die and get online laughing and celebrating. Nah, bro, that's demonic. So it's the hate you give. We become like our oppressor. We become just as hateful, but only towards each other. So as long as black folks hate on each other like that and keep each other down, bro, as long as we got all these gatekeepers, and I'm finna start a series on gatekeepers. Long as we got black people in position and forever keep black folks down and to where we think we are our own enemy and we can't see who the real enemy is, there's no need for white folks to be mean to us because we do what they say. So that's why all the great leaders was killed, bro. So it's a lot of shit, man. I'm gonna get off there because I could go on and on. But to the people in Montgomery, Alabama, I'm shocked because I don't think we do some shit like this in East Texas. I really don't. Maybe Dallas might turn the fuck up. You know, Houston, the cities, because, you know, black folks just seem to be a little stronger in the city. I don't know. But out here in East Texas, we would have walked right by that motherfucker and laughed at them getting jumped. That's what I think. So, but now, you rarely see that. Let me tell you something. That's the most organized shit I've seen amongst black people since the Black Panther Party. I'm not even gonna say the George Floyd, because had we behaved like we behaved in Montgomery, Alabama, George Floyd wouldn't have died. No, we just pulled out our phone. That's how we did. We watched him die. Didn't nobody try to get that police officer off him and stop him from choking him? Nobody tried to grab him and get him off him or none of that stuff. We just sat there and recorded it. Same shit we do now. When we watch a brother getting beat up by the police or anything, we don't stop our car and try to get in that shit. We just pull out our phones. So, yeah, I think if shit like this happened more, there would be less police brutality. It would be less a lot of shit. Because when people know that you got people behind you and they got your back, it's different, bro. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. This shit really looked it looked slavish. It looked segregationist. This shit looked like a scene from the 40s. Let me tell you something. My most proud moment of this whole video. You know, I saw myself in that brother. That brother that swam all the way across that goddamn bay. That motherfucker swam faster than Michael Phelps just to get over there and help that brother that was getting jumped. Let me tell you something. That's real black love. That's real motherfucking black love. That was the most proud moment of the whole video. Anyway, black folks, y'all showed up and you took up for the security guard. And I talk a lot of shit, bro, but I don't wish harm on no group of people, bro. I don't, you know, but I tell it like it is. Sometimes you gotta push that bully back, because that's why you see so many stories where different store owners are killing black people for accusing them of stealing and shooting them while he running out the store. Different situations where we getting shot down just for petty different things. He had his music too loud, so the white man shot him to death, hit him 18 times. It's stuff like that when a society know that you can't do our people harm without answering to it. Then the violence become less, and they end up knowing that now he got somebody behind him. That's why support is very important. I'm shocked. Like I said, bro, East Texas, we would have never done this. I think we would have. Some brother probably would have helped jump the brother the way we fucked up out here. Anyway, and you know another thing, I'm gonna make another example, because like I said, integration fucked us up. We lost our land, we lost our businesses, all that. We lost our land, we lost our businesses, and after that, child support hit, birth control hit, CPS got bigger, and they started taking our kids. Yeah, crack hit. So why you giving me crack? You taking the kids out the home, you taking the fathers out the home, and then you putting them on child support. All these different things. Marriage has become a tragedy. You know, anytime the woman can take everything that you've worked for, you know, it's just a bunch of, when we let white folks get in our business. Yeah, that integration, let me tell you something. That's all integration was. Integration was we letting white folks in our business. We got to go to them to get married. We got to go to the courthouse. We got to go to them. We let them in our business and let them in our household. That's what Child Protective Service. That's getting in a black household and seeing what they doing and being nosy. All that, and just, what's that shit? Housing, and how them white folks get to look around your house and search you and all. You know how demeaning that shit is? I mean, degrading that shit is? Just to live here and get a cheap rent, you got to look through my house. So anyway, it's just a lot of different things that was put in place. But the overall picture is, it ain't about hate. It's all about love. And if everybody loves one another, we wouldn't be going through what we're going through. We wouldn't be going through what we're going through, bro. The way black men die every day and go to jail every day, we a target. Whether we rich or poor, even the rich, we a target. We got a target on your back. And until you understand that, like I said, we just too busy fighting amongst each other. Just like in prison, I was already groomed to think that the Mexican was my enemy. I already was groomed because, the black, man, the Mexicans, you're going to have to watch out for them. And in Texas prisons, true enough, all the riots is black versus Mexican. Mexicans will, let me tell you something, they can't stand to lose. Just like in boxing, it fucks with them. When they lose to us, that shit really fucks with them. So, all the riots are over there. But you know what? While the blacks and the Mexicans are fighting, the white boys are sitting back. And deep down, the real reason why it is, because blacks are too cowardly and Mexicans are too cowardly to face the real oppressor. Mexicans are just as cowardly as us. Just as cowardly. They just want to come over here and work for the white boy and feed their family. But they don't want Texas back or California back or none of that there. So all of us ain't shit. None of us really stick together. So, we have a misconception of thinking Mexicans, they unite. No, they not. Because if they was, they'd be trying to get their rights back. And, and fix their country because it's so corrupted with drugs and the cartel and shit like that. But anyway, yeah, that's what we do. You rarely see blacks and the whites riot in prison. I ain't never seen the Mexicans and the whites riot. You'll never see a Mexican. I ain't never seen a Mexican and a white boy fight each other. Mexicans are very humble with whites, and they out it. And the Mexican guards cool with the white. In prison right now, it's a Mexican white coalition. The Mexicans ride with the whites, and most of the time they eat together. But the blacks are not allowed to eat with the Mexicans or the whites. So Mexicans really will ride with the whites against the blacks. And that's why you see it out here in the working world. The white boy is the owner, the Mexican is the supervisor, and the black man is the worker. And the Mexican just as hard on the black man as the white boy when it comes to working and running his ass off. Just like when we lose a house, a Mexican will pull up three minutes later with a sombrero, 40 people in the goddamn van. Anyway, no matter what they do, you guys just got to understand who the real enemy is. Mexicans, they just doing what they do. They play their position, and kiss ass just like we do. So we all trying to live the American dream, and we just willing to kiss ass, sell our soul, put on a wig, paint our nails, and do all kind of other weird shit just to be accepted in America. But if you do your history, you'll learn, bro, that'll never get you real freedom. All this just biting your tongue, all this just letting whatever happen, bro, and waiting on your pie in the sky and waiting on the afterlife to get your reward. No, it don't work that way, bro. So all the people that want to tell me how nice white folks are, and there's some good white folks, well, those good white folks should be fighting to give black people reparations for the suffering we've been caused. Yeah. We should be given reparations for all the shit we went through for over 500 years. So until you want equality, until white folks, all the good white folks that seem to be so good and nice to white folks, and all these white girls that want to fuck on black men, and that's a whole nother story because white folks are the only people on this earth that can hate you and still fuck you because nobody else hate us. It's just Chinese, they just don't like us. Whites hate us. So they'll hate you and marry you and then call you the N-word during the divorce. Anyway, so it's just a lot of chaos. And until you understand who the real enemy is, they're going to keep smiling your face. But if you love me, like I said, if you love me, you'd feel bad for what my people have gone through and continue to go through to this day. And white folks will come together and tell everybody else to come together, and they go to the Congress and demand reparations for black people for the way we've been treated and how we built this country, and was never given nothing, was never given a dime for free work for over 500 years. So if you loved us so much, there would be no more rich churches. There would be no rich neighborhoods. There would be no more ghetto, and our ghettos wouldn't be filled with guns and drugs. Won't you fill our ghettos with brick homes and books? Yeah, and computers and shit like that. If you really loved us so much and you really wanted to make America great. So yeah, it's a bunch of contradictions. A motherfucker will say they love you, but still watch you live in that barrel. This is 903 Box, and I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.